First with the disclaimer, my style of two-stick fighting is a style of two-stick fighting that's not what everybody's going to be comfortable doing. So if you can bring something, from this class away that's going to help you, great. But don't feel that this is the only way you have to do it. It's just the way that I found to be the most successful. And I have been doing it for quite a while. So it works for me. Let's start first of all with the idea. You got two swords. What's the real primary idea for this? You don't have a lot of defense. Surprisingly, you have more than most people think you do, but realistically, this is an offensive style. It's done more for fun and, to go out and because you have the personality to want to go out and just move and do stuff. It's not for people with a lot of patience because it really, even though patience can help, it's really not what this is about. It's about going out and getting the job done. The idea with two sticks, first of all, is we're breaking down into two aspects. First is doing singles fights. The second is doing melee. We're going to cover those in two different areas because they are two totally different animals. How I fight two stick in singles and how I fight it in melee is totally different. Let's start off with some basic concept of stance. If you're right-handed, generally speaking, you're probably going to end up leading like you do with your shield, which is left foot forward. I like to keep my left hand basically as a leg defense, very much like the shield. My right hand is going to be more moving. It's going to be in front of me. It's going to be behind me. It's always moving. And the idea is, when you're doing this, first of all, you never, ever, like in Ghostbusters, never cross the streets. Never get your tips together, never get them crossed. Because once they come together, they're too close, just like in fencing and doing case, they're going to get moved out of the way, and you're going to get hit. So the idea is keep them moving, but don't keep them in the same plane. You keep one high, one low. That's more of a comfort issue, where you like to throw from. You can do it if you would. I mean, there are times that I'm going to come in, but it's going to depend on my opponent, what they're doing, how they're comfortable. The other thing with two stick, when you start off, is your approach to your opponent. First of all, you never ever come in square unless you really have a plan in mind. If you don't have a plan in mind, if you know exactly what you want to do, always kind of keep it at an angle. If he's the person I'm going to be fighting, I'm not going to come in like this, because that's going to get me killed. Basically, what I'm going to think about doing is I'm going to constantly be circling. Notice I'm parallel. And the reason for that, one, is this becomes a good defense to either side for anything low. This is really good for anything high, wraps, it doesn't matter. It just keeps me out of trouble. And when I get ready to do this, then I'm going to step in and do whatever I'm going to do. Right foot, left foot. But what you're doing is more of a circle, more of a dance. You don't have the shield of protection, basically. And what Kenneth was talking about earlier with more advanced fighters, no matter who makes the mistake first, shields a lot of times will allow you to make small mistakes and get away with it. With two swords, you don't have that opportunity. If you make a mistake, you're probably dead. Because there's just way too many openings. So think about it in circles. You're coming around, so you're ready to begin. Other thing that you're going to learn real fast as soon as you start is that your left hand has to do as much as your right hand. It's not a shield. It's not a margin. It's got to be active. I'm fighting. Let me get some right here. Mike, I should get the other shoulder. Yeah. No, hold on.
You want a shield?
Okay. The idea is, if you're fighting somebody who's right-handed, more often than not, your kill will come with the left hand. Okay? If you're fighting somebody with a full arm, you have to read what their options are. Generally speaking, they're going to rush you. down low. So that gives him a couple of options, especially if I'm circling. He's always slightly out of position. He can circle with me, he can come in and try to attack, in which case I can back up, unless I want to commit. But the other option is when I'm doing this, I'm circling, but I'm also spiraling. Most opponents will never notice that you're doing that. When I say spiral, you're getting in closer every time. I'm starting out here. I'm moving in a little bit. Now all of a sudden I have this blade. One, now I'm in control. There's a lot of things I can do. I've got one up here to block. I can keep the leg. I can keep the blade up here. There's just a huge amount of stuff that I can do as options. But the trick to it is getting in that first place. You want to stop this thrust. So when you're doing that, it's too long. Don't get any open. Get something through. It's virtually impossible to actually catch you. So you're circling forward, you're circling forward, getting close. That's not going to work. It's going to block. But the follow-up is, the other thing when you're fighting a pole arm, and to some degree great swords, you want to really be careful on is getting too close. Because there's a magic range. This is his best range by far. Or he is his best range also. So the butt spike come up. That's going to, basically he has a lot of options. So I want to play my range if I'm fighting forward. I'm going to come around, I'm going to come around, right there. This is best for me. I can block his shots. He can't butt spike me because I'm too far away. I can hit him. Another one that most people don't even think of is I can thrust the hell out of him from inside. Because thrust against the pole arm, one, they never expect it. And two, it's there. It's just always there. It's easy to thrust somebody into the pole arm than it is there.
Notice where I'm going to hit him in the head with my pole.
Say it again.
Notice where I'm going to hit him in the head. I can put my pole.
You have to get below the blade. He can choke up, and if you see him choking up, he's going to a power stance. The other thing is, when I say power stance, with two sticks particularly, when you're blocking something like a pole arm, a great sword, or even a sword, if you get the opportunity, you never block on the top half of the blade. Here is the strongest place, right in at your basket. And right there, that wasn't, he came in faster than I was expecting him to, because I thought he was moving slow. But I was slow. Normally what you want to try to do when you see that, again, a power block, is you want to keep the blade this way. Because what happens is it slides down slightly, and it actually is in a stronger line. And what happens is that slide down slows it down, takes some of the steam off of it, it takes some of the impact off you. If you block it this way, you're already moving. This way here, you have a much stronger block, especially on the low to the legs. When you come down here, that right there, there's no way you're going to get that through. And it always surprises them when it doesn't ever. Because they just gave it everything they got, and it's like hitting a truck. Because what happens is that block right here is so friggin' straight. Your arm is straight, this is locked, and it just snaps it. But the idea is you have to go after the blade, and you have to go after it in here. Try grabbing the shield. Okay, other thing. When you're fighting somebody, generally speaking, this is going to be 9 times out of 10 you're going to be right-handed, not left-handed. I'll show left-handed in a minute, but most of the time they're going to be right-handed fighters. So when you come in, fighting somebody else with a sword and shield, the first concept is that when you're coming around, again, it's that same thing, keep away from them until you're ready to commit. The other thing is, your first shot should be to take their weapon. That's the first thing you want to do. If you think they're going to throw, you can let them throw. Or, if you're going to initiate the attack, your first and foremost is to take the weapon. Take the weapon offline. If you're touching it at all, they cannot kill you. You now, it doesn't matter what they do, from this point, even if he backs it out of the way to kill me, or try to throw something, it now is going to take time. So But the idea is the first thing you want to do is neutralize the threat. Neutralize the threat. Bring it to the body or the leg. You can do it with your hand. Generally speaking, on right-handed fighters, it's easier to take the blade with the right and fill with the left, which is why you really have to work on shots with your left than it is going in the opposite direction. I mean, you can do it. I mean, you can do this. And you can come over, but the options are limited because you're playing with the skill. So, from a short and shield point of view, for all of those out there that are going after two-sticks, realize that left hand is going to kill you. When I teach people to fight against two-sticks, I always tell them all two-stick fighters are left-handed. It doesn't matter whether they really are or not, they're left-handed. If you treat them like they're left-handed, defend like they're left-handed, you don't understand. Other option is almost all two-sword fighters, not all, but almost all two-sword fighters are going to have thrusting tests. The thrust, really, you're a very good thrust person. Thrusts are very important, mostly as a with your leg or as a alternate. I don't like using thrusts as a primary. If you fight the same person over and over and over again, sometimes they'll throw it in there just to confuse them and break it up. And it's a good option to have. But I very seldom, go back to that for a second, I very seldom will lead with the thrust. Reason being, it doesn't matter which side I lead with, if he blocks it, generally they will, I'm wide open. There's a lot of issues that are going to come. If I do it wrong, he's got my head, my shoulders. If I do it this way, he's got my legs, my arms, my body, whatever. You're just way too open. Thrusts are a good form to have, particularly if you're 20 or less. Two-stick, particularly. First thing you want to do is when to block that shot, you think of where the blade is. It's inside the shield, it's inside his helmet, it's under his arm, it's wherever you want it to be. So, yeah, the idea is let it close. You're using his shield to block everything on this side. This side is safe. All you really have to worry about is him coming over the top with his left hand. Now this is blocked, but now his left-handed leg is inside his guard. It's just an easy pop-up, you're up inside his guard. Really the perfect defense for me. The other thing is, if you're using defense this way, he's not going to take them both off. If you go down to this one, he's got to cross way over the shield to take it. You've got the wrap, you've got the arm, you've got the leg, long walk. If he tries to grab it right this way, let him do that, because all you're worried about at this point is getting it up over your head. And you still have one to hit the inside. So, generally, two-stick fighters are almost much difficult to understand. The big issue with them on the knees is they're throwing away shots. So, just great lift. Other things with two-sticks, I was talking about learning to throw the shots. If you're going to fight two-stick, your left has to be pretty much as strong as your right. I very seldom will throw, again, because most of your opponents are right-handed. I don't really worry too much about concentrating on offsides and my left. I throw the flat. Generally speaking, most of the shots on the back are from the body to the leg. So coming in straight or coming in the back, running the left-handed back, it really is difficult. It takes about 5 minutes to catch it. But it's incredibly important. Another thing with that is with your left. Again, if you're going with that same approach of going after the blade, right? Now what you want to think about doing is, it doesn't matter which foot position you actually have. You can step into it if you want to, you don't have to. It's hip rotation or body rotation. Once you come in here, your upper body is at this angle. Now it's really just a matter of twisting it. Throw it this way, you can throw it into it, it's your option. You can throw up underneath the back of the arm. get the kick, but it's all a matter of utilizing it. That's why all two stick fighters are always like that. It doesn't matter what they are. So learn, if you're going to fight this, learn your left. If you've never thrown around with your left, the way I always teach it is start off, get the middle, flip your sword upside down, just do this. It gets the rotation, gets the motion. Once you learn what it feels like, it becomes much easier. So when you do throw it, it carries it by itself. You flip the blade back over, it gets much easier. If you really have trouble with focusing on that left-handed grab, you try to pull it. Once you do that, you shorten it out and still back. You have to fire it to get it. But I try to tell people if they're having issues with, trying to rotate this, rotate that, don't think about anything but your elbow. When you throw, just throw it aside the way you normally would, and just rotate your elbow slightly. All you think about is your elbow, everything else relaxes. Slight rotation, everything comes around automatically. And you only have to do very, very slight rotation to get this works. And if you miss, you should always hit yourself. If your opponent stepped back and disappeared, you shouldn't be able to stop it. You should go without that. But anyway, so that's your left. Other thing we're talking about is the huge difference between singles and fighting melee. If you're going to fight melee, there's a couple of options for you. Not to fight on the bridge, just move that right out. Generally, you're fighting two stick because you're going to be moving. There are two primary, at least used when we do it. There are two primary places for two stick fighters. One is going to be as a flank or harrier. You're going to be getting out usually a little bit ahead of everybody. You've got to try to get into the backfield. The other is as a, in the backfield as a killer. You're looking for those little holes to appear. You're looking to explore damage. But you're going to be doing a lot of damage. When you're coming into somebody and their line is melee, first thing I'm going to try to do is I'm going to come way out and I'm going to come in. He's going to turn it, go after me. Now, he's going to be on the side. Where did they go? If he turns right there, that's fine. If he turns ahead of time, I can attack, take away, and there's a lot of different things that I can do. Or I can win it. I can make it close. I can make it square. So, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to do that. Because they have been drilled and trained and drilled and trained. Stay in the line, stay in the formation, keep it. So still not. They're great. But there have been a number of times that some stuff we were talking about earlier, running blitz, and rolled entire lines just doing that. Just come in, and generally what will happen is I'll try to commit first, and I'll start doing stuff. And now Stefan is going behind him and just following up, and we just stagger one onto the other. But primarily, if you're going to be fighting melee, think about conditioning. You're going to have to be able to move like you need. You're not going to be standing in line with your shield one. That's very seldom going to happen. You're going to be the guy that has to move twice as fast as anybody else. You're going to be the guy that's going to hit it back. Which is one reason earlier we talked about going up against the pole line. Most pole lines in two states, they see where they should go. Because, they're going to hit. Generally speaking, 9 times out of 10 when I go up against the pole line, they'll probably die. Because that's what I go against. And it really is a matter of keeping that edge, coming in at a smart and then melee. If I'm circling around, I can get it all up. I'm just going through the line. The line's ends right here. I'm coming around back. He sees me. But I'm coming around. I'm spinning. He's moving. At this point here, I've got his blade. I can go high, I can go low. I can ready up, I can cross heavy. I mean, there's a huge number of things. Once he's dead, you move on to the next one. But you never come in. One thing you don't ever want to do is just come in like this. You will not. over and over and over again. When they come in straight. So I like them. Close, get in that way. If you know where the butt spike is, get as close as you want. If you come in front, and he gets that blade up, you know that there's a butt spike there, don't come in close enough that he's going to use it. Bust him from a distance. Think about where you are in relation, but never come in straight. Everything you do is on rotation. Everything is coming around. Ultimately, if you come in as a two-step, you want to have this guy as your wingman following behind you. Because then what we're going to do is he's going to come in, he's going to follow me. We're going to touch probably that later on the class that is going actually over there. I'm going to commit, and I'm going to commit, and he has to do something with me. He cannot ignore me. If he ignores me for a second, he's dead. Chances are, Micah is going to come into the back and block. If you get too long with the good program, that's great. My personal experience is they never, ever see him. I get credit for so many kills. How they back so hard, they not good. I'm just like, and it's all because this guy's running behind.
You're spiraling him, it doesn't matter if he's behind you. Just make him turn like this.
Yeah, true. But again, it's the whole idea of keep the left. The left is bending the body. The right's bending the head, top. Keep it as a spiral. The body is sideways. It's a very narrow target. Anybody that fences knows that that's keep the target as small as possible. Just in front of you. Your stance is generally a little bit lower, especially for fighting singles. When singles coming back, you're low, and you got a good solid double move to either side. Once you come in close, you're kind of screwed. Left hand again, low here. Because generally speaking, your targets, if you're fighting a right-handed target, are going to be leg and body, everything is wide open. This is going after the leg. If you're fighting a left-handed fighter, he's going to shoot. It's kind of just the opposite in this case. If I'm going to be the one to initiate the attack, I'm going to initiate with my left. I'm going after his blade as best I can. This does two things. You can't do that funky offside thing that you used to do if my blade is already over. So he's got two options. If he throws the shot, I've got a blade here. It's already there. But it also gives me the chance to get mine off first. And a lot of times we just go right around the shield, goes into the body, goes into the leg. But left-handed fighters, exactly the opposite of the right-handed fighter. You really have to think about it as being opposite. And that means your right hand is probably going to stay low, it's going to be a little bit higher. Again, it's that whole thing of learning how to use your left. You don't have to be ambidextrous, but you really do have to. There is a drill I'm going to share with you all. I didn't bring this stuff with me. Sorry, I thought about it. I was halfway here. If you want to build up your reflexes, you want to build up your ability to use your left, the best drill I have ever found is like a ping pong ball. The idea is you get a bucket, you fill it with 8, 10, 12 ping pong balls of one color, 8, 10, 12 ping pong balls of another, preferably 3 colors. You can go more colors, you can go fewer colors. Other thing that works really well is golf balls. What you want to do is you start off standing about this far apart, and you're going to be getting closer and closer as you do this more often. You have somebody stand this far, they have the bucket up here, they reach in and take out a ping pong ball and just toss it, center of mass. The idea is designating the colors as different things to do. If somebody tosses, say, a red ping pong ball, the idea is to push ball, because if they have to get out of the way, you can't let it touch it. If they toss a white ping pong ball, you have to catch it. If they toss a yellow ping pong ball, then you have to bat it away. There are different things that your mind has to engage and do, and your body has to react to. You never know really where the ping pong balls are going. They're kind of coming in the center of mass, but if the person we have tossing the ball is very much like my wife. They are going to be up here and down here. So the ones that you dodge are easy. The ones you have to catch are better. And the closer you get, the faster they come, the harder it gets. Generally speaking, when you start, you'll get about half of them. After 10, 12 times through it, you're getting 90% of them. And then by the time you're in close and you've been doing it for a week, you're just batting them away. You keep mixing it up. Change your rotation as far as what you do for colors. As, you know, this color means a different thing. You can do 4, you can break it up into left-handed and right-handed, which is where that ball is going in your left. So if somebody's tossing the yellow ball, you have to bat it 4 times into the left.